the slow and easy bounce done barefoot style. That's what I'm featuring in today's workout. And I'm going to open up immediately by disclosing two things. Two things I think you should know as you watch this video. One, when you look at the video, does it seem like at some points that I'm not even moving? Like when I watched it back in editing, I was like, I look like I'm barely moving. And that's, to me, is because this is low. That means I'm pushing into the rebounder, and it is slow, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second. So even if it looks like I'm not moving, just know that the movement is real, the movement is happening, and you will feel it in your own body as you do it, even if you go low and you go slow. All right. Now, why does it look like I'm barely moving? Well, that brings me to my second point. I am bouncing barefoot because when I got ready this morning, I really did have this inspiration to go barefoot. And I know that I have delicate and sensitive feet, but friend, wow, wow, wow. I felt this workout muscle straining in my calves, in the balls of my feet, like all along the bottom of my feet was very achy. And bouncing barefoot for me was not my style. I definitely need the shoes for added protection and the arch support. But I did finish out the workout. So if this is what you're looking for, slow and low, barefoot style, and if you have shoes on, just modify. It's going to be the same workout. It's just we're doing a slow, low, easy paced workout today. All right, enough about my achy feet and why I did the workout the way I did. Let's dive into today's message. There's an author named Neville Goddard. And he said the following quote, and it's a little bit long, but hang with me, it's powerful. He said, I may forget who I am. I may forget where I am, what I am, but I cannot forget that I am. The awareness of being remains, regardless of the degree of forgetfulness of who, where, and what I am. Your beliefs about yourself are going to create the reactions that you have to everything in life, meaning how you are experiencing life is based entirely on how you think of yourself at the core of who you are. So let me ask you this. When you think about who you are, how do you define yourself? What labels do you give to yourself? How do you explain who you are if somebody asks? For example, I could use labels like, I am Stephanie, I am a mother, I am an author, I am a YouTuber, I am a rebounder. And to break this down even more, your name is simply something you accepted that somebody else gave you. Somebody else chose to call you this, and now you took that on. And is this really, though, who you are? Let's use another example. My role as a mother. That is fact, that is truth, and I am a mother, but that is also an ever-changing role. So who are you? Because you are more than your name, you're more than your roles, you're more than a relationship, you're more than your work and the title that somebody gives you and what you do, and you're more than just how other people see you or call you or label you. You are who God has made you to be. But so many of us get caught up in labels, roles, titles, positions, etc. But as we're going through our life and we're aging, that's a guaranteed. Are you also evolving? Are you changing who you are? Are you identifying in different ways? Some people do and some people don't. And a lot of the reasons that people get stuck and they say, hey, at my age, it's just the way it is. I'm stuck in my ways. Nothing's going to change now. And I've heard that. I've heard that a lot because we set up boundaries. We set up limitations. We're defined by who we've always been. And we settle. We just let our routine and our habit just guide us the rest of our lives. So who you are, your I am identity, I am what, fill in the blank, can be rebuilt, established to become whoever and whatever you want to do in this life. This is so much more powerful than just living out the rest of your life defined entirely by who you have been up until this point. The roles, the ways of being that somebody else may have given you, that you have taken on, that you have allowed in, you can change them. You can become who you want to be at any stage of the game. So do you really know who you are? Remember, the way that you think about yourself will become your perception of the way things are. This will create your reality. The views a person has of themselves, what they are capable of, become the ceiling by which they can achieve. The range of possibility they believe in becomes what's available to them. So think about your life. Begin with your workout right now. How are you showing up for your workout? How are you exercising? Are you just going through the motions, or are you engaged and energetic in a way that really activates you? As women, I challenge you to create a life that is more alive, more abundant, more engaged. And not only for today, and if only for today, you did it more than you did yesterday, and you just keep thinking every day, what if I found a way to engage more in my life than I did the day before? How would this start to shift your self-concept of how you see yourself and how you interact with your life? For me, this is about challenging the mediocre, stagnant, disillusioned, average American existence that a lot of people, women included, can fall into. I'm really big about assessing. I'm really big about checking in with myself, seeing how satisfied I am with where I am in my life, if there's anything I want to change, and is seeing if there's limitations or standards that I have been settling for, allowing to hold me back, and then deciding what needs to change so I can grow to the next level, evolve into the next version of myself, and keep living into abundance in my life. So who are you? Closing out this message, I want to leave you with a visual. And this kind of sums up this whole perspective of who are you? Think about you were out for a walk, and lo and behold, some aliens came by and a situation happened, and the men in black had to wipe out your memory after that weird alien encounter. Now, friend, if you've watched any movies back in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. And that was a really wildly popular movie. So, but just hang with me for this idea. This has happened to you and it has wiped out your memory. You can't remember your name. You can't remember where you're at. You can't remember what you've been up to or anything really that defines you. All the data, all the ideals about yourself are gone. But the thing that remains is you, because you still have a sense of your being, of like, I am exist, because you still have this ability to know I exist. I may not know where I'm at, but I'm here. I may not know who I am, but I'm here. And you can at least acknowledge your existence. Even if you forget your name and what you've done, all those other things, you still are I am. But now you get to define for yourself, I am, and now fill in the blank. What do you desire to be? Who do you desire to be? What do you want to achieve? All these different things you can put it in. So as weird as that little story is, it's the idea that you're working with a blank slate. And every day, friend, you literally have this opportunity. Every day is a fresh opportunity for you to decide if any changes are going to be made, to seek after any goal you've been waiting for. And at any age, you can do this, friend, without any restriction. You get to decide for yourself the life that you are going to live. Choose well, friend.